So yes everyone, it's update number 1 of the 1000D or the Project Slate, whatever you'd like to call it. Obviously in my previous video I called it roof tile because I wasn't allowed to say slate and I wasn't allowed to say 1000D. But if you have a look, I've gone and changed that now. Anyway, so if you haven't seen the previous video, maybe go and watch it because I did give you guys at home the chance to vote on what hardware that I should use in the rig, and we were basically going with all AMD or an Intel NVIDIA mix. Now the overwhelming response was you want me to use AMD CPUs, but it got a little bit complicated because a lot of people did keep dropping in, but they weren't really that fussed about the RX 64, and people were leaning me to kind of go 1080 Ti Titan Z instead. Now sadly I never got sent a Titan, otherwise it would be on the shelf, but I do have 1080 Ti or 2 that I could possibly use. So what we're going to do, I'm going to put a link this time to the TTL Facebook page so that you can go and vote. So this time we're going to be voting for graphics, and it's literally going to be AMD or NVIDIA, and that's all I need to know. And then we're going to formulate all of this because by you voting, you're going to be helping me decide what's going on inside the case. You've already decided that we're going to have a Threadripper based system in the top, for example. The ITX system in the bottom is still, because of some of the feedback that we've been having, is again, it's been something that people have been getting a little bit antsy about, let's say, because I would have gone APU. People are saying maybe no, you should go with like a 2600 or something with obviously with an ITX. But we shall see. So this is definitely going to evolve. Something else that I wanted to show you today is we have a lot of the ML120s because I'm going with 120mm fans because there is a lot of water cooling. I will show you the massive box of kit that I've got. So I know a lot of people are going to go a little bit wibble because of RGB, but RGB for me, yeah, okay, we will be able to turn it so it can sing and dance and stuff, but especially where this is so black, I'm going to use the lights on this or in this as my accent colour. But when we're going to have full control over it, it will mean that we'll basically have a black system that we can then make red, green, red, green, blue, white maybe, and that's where we'll get the colour from. So everything else that's going to go in it is going to be relatively understated. Now, because we're going Threadripper, it does mean that I will use the Zenith Extreme, which will get fitted in the top. You will see it in there in the next update. If we stick with the AMD theme, then if you've not seen the Rush Kit video, I have another little baby channel called Rush Kit. I do have this, and they're not available for sale for a few weeks yet. I had to blackmail some people to get this early. But I've got the X470 Strix, so we can easily plop AMD in the bottom now. And before people start saying, why don't you use this board, why don't you use that board? OCD, I kind of need it to match. And trying to get graphics cards that match out of some of the other brands is just really, really difficult, and it's not really worth the effort. So if I can keep it all Asus, that makes my life a lot easier. And then we've got Asus for one bit, and then we've got Corsair for everything else. Because it's so big, and I've got one, I'm going to use the 1600i power supply in this. I think it'd be daft not to use it, considering that I've got it. And then obviously a lot of water cooling. Now water cooling, I got sorted right out for water cooling. So my mate Dave has just started working for Aquatuning, and one of the brands that they sell is Alpha Cool. So this is pretty much a dream Alpha Cool setup. As you can see, there are a lot of rather large boxes here. So that's a 480 radiator in that one. That's a 360. We've got another 480 radiator here and another 360. It's to be fair, it's absolutely nuts. There are multiple reservoirs in here because there is a high possibility that we're going to end up going dual loops. And yeah, if I'm honest, I'm a little bit daunted because this is going to be my first trip down the road with hardline as well. So there is a lot of stuff that we are going to have to learn together. Honest to God, it's been a while since I've done anything like this because I've been very, very review focused for quite a while. So this shopping list was intense, if I'm honest. But we've got the hardline fittings. There is an awful lot of stuff going on here. Now, I'm personally really, well, pooping myself is the nicest way I can put it, because I wanted to put it the other way with the SH at the beginning, because I've never done hardline, and I'm obviously doing this with you guys, showing you at home. So this is going to be a personal journey, and you're probably going to see me making a few mistakes. I might not get it as tidy as I should do for the first time, but you know, we can learn this one together. It's definitely going to be a baptism of fire, because it has been a while for me for doing a proper water cooling loop. So I'm hoping I'm going to be able to do it justice. But absolutely spot on to Dave and Aquatuning for sorting this out, because this box of goodies wasn't cheap. And if I'm honest, this has actually been here for a few months, because the 1000D launch was delayed quite significantly. So I think I've had this since January. So that just goes to show you how patient and how absolutely spot on they've been. So, and they could have asked for this back at any point. So I'm very, very grateful. So big props to the Dave man. I am going to look forward to buying you that beer at Computex. So this video has been my version of trying to give you a quick update and get you involved with what we're going to do. So don't forget, I'm going to put the link underneath in the description, and it will take you to a post on the Tiny Tom Logan Facebook page where you can vote AMD graphics or NVIDIA graphics. And the AMD graphics will basically be the RX 64, and if we put a graphics card in the bottom, because I still don't know whether I'm going to stick with onboard graphics for that one yet, which I know is quite mad for something like this, but you don't really need a graphics card for something that's really only going to be used for very basic tasks, or maybe punting videos up while you're streaming. So I don't know whether I'm going to go sensible, or whether I'm going to go nuts. But the other option is obviously 1080 Ti or 2, and then me trying to get my head around how the heck I'm meant to hardline that. So yes, it's a bit of an interesting one for you. I do hope that you'll get involved, and then you never know, stuff like this might start happening a little bit more often.